Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you guys how I make my reversible satin lined bonnet, and I will be using the template I made in my recent video. If you haven't watched that video, the link will be in the description box below. These are the supplies I'm going to be using, and I will mention each one as I go, so let's get started. I will be using this African print on the outside of the bonnet, and if you choose to use the full circle template, go ahead and lay it flat on your fabric, secure it with pins and cut it out. But for this video I will be showing you guys how to use the other template to make this bonnet. So I'm going to fold the fabric in half and then another half, making sure that everything is nice and flat, and I'm going to use the template to measure how much I need to fold the second time, and I'm going to use pins to secure the template and cut along that template. Now everything is nice and secured, and in case of any interruptions or movement, the template and the fabric stay together. So I'm going to go ahead and cut along the template. I already cut the satin fabric to keep the video short, so I'm going to put both circles together, right sides facing each other, and secure it with pins. Personally, I like the satin fabric facing up, so I'm going to flip it, secure with pins, and start sewing. So I'm going to sew along those pins, and I'm going to leave a small opening to turn the bonnet right sides out. So this is the sewing machine I use for all my projects. I'm going to put the presser foot down, and just a tip for a beginner, I'm going to make sure that my fabric goes along that line. So that will be my main focus, to direct my fabric to go along that line. So I'm going to sew back and forth to seal that opening. I'm going to sew around, and on the other side of the opening I'm going to sew back and forth again to seal it. Now I'm going to seal the other end of the opening, and it's about 1 inch, and I'm going to turn the fabric right sides out. I'm going to use my thumb to turn the fabric inside out or right sides out. You can use any tool that works for you, just make sure it's nothing sharp. At this point, I'm going to iron the bonnet to make sure it is neat and flat, and I'm going to go back to my sewing machine and create the tube to insert the elastic band. To determine how wide I want the tube to be, I usually just place the bonnet on the sewing machine, and I'm going to place the elastic band on the bonnet. I'll measure and add a little allowance. I'm making sure that the bonnet is where I want it to be. and I'm going to start sewing. Right there is where the edge of the bonnet is going to go through. So I'm going to sew back and forth to seal, and we're going to sew everything around. We're not going to leave any opening. My elastic band measures 21 inches, and at the end I'm going to overlap it by an inch to sew and close the elastic band. I will be using this safety pin to insert my elastic band. It's very easy. Just watch and see how I do it. Make sure your elastic band is flat before you insert, and as you insert the elastic band, always go back to make sure that it's not twisted. I usually leave the pin on when I mark the length of my elastic band so that I can remember where to stop, and I'm only going to cut the elastic band once I'm sure that it is at the right length. So I'm just going to use this bonnet to make sure that my measurements are the same, and I'm going to pull and overlap the elastic band by an inch, and I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew it using the zigzag stitch. You can always measure the bonnet on your head to make sure that it's the right fit before you start sewing. If this is your first time on my channel, go ahead and check out my other videos, and if you like my content, why not subscribe? Leave a comment, give this video a thumbs up, share with someone, and that would be a great way to support and grow this channel. So we are at the last stage of our bonnet, and we're going to pull the elastic band in and close up the opening. You can either sew it on the sewing machine or you can sew it by hand. I'm going to show you both ways. So we're just going to sew at the top of that opening. Just make sure you're not sewing the elastic band. So this is how it should look when you're done sewing. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to sew it by hand. So guys, this is how I sew my reversible satin lined ankara or African print bonnet. and this is a size small. That is why at the beginning of the video you saw me change the M into S. That was my mistake when I was labeling the template. I hope you guys found this video helpful, so go ahead and be creative with your colors, and if you're interested in purchasing one for yourself instead of making it, I have it available in my Etsy shop. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. In my next video, I'm going to try on the different sizes just to give you an idea of what to expect before you make a purchase. Thank you so much for watching. Remain creative, and I'll see you guys in my next video.